Comfortable with these chairs. It's pleather too. It feel like real leather. It's pleather, though. Smooth. You know, I keep them clean, no creases.
I keep
She said, "Wrong, dummy."
What up, man? It's your boy Big Heff. What up, man? It's your boy Big Heff. Yo, my life is lit right now. Check this out on the Big Heff Experience.
No, what I like about you is one of the first things I learned about you is that you work with a lot of new artists.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, a lot of artists that are just starting from the ground.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
It's easy to work with the superstars because they already got a lot going on, but
right.
to create a story on a new artist is something special because you create an identity, you outlining an agenda for what that artist's gonna be like for the rest of his career.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so yeah, I like that.
Yeah, no, and it speaks volumes because a lot of people like to ride waves, especially in this day and age when something pops. Oh, we finna go check out their whole catalog. Oh, shoot, they went viral on TikTok. They went viral on Instagram. Now we got to go check everything that they're doing instead of we have these small time artists that are great in a sense, like they're putting out great music, but not so much like have the big notoriety.
You know what? So for some of my friends, we always have our little powwows, but some of them only sign artists from secondary, thirdary markets because the competition isn't as big. Like if you go to Atlanta or New York or something like that, so they'll find talent, a hidden gem, and develop it, and they'll just say migrate them to whatever city for a year or two. And that's what it is.
Wow.
And if they say they from Wichita or from Omaha, then cool, but they from LA now.
I noticed that with actually some of the bigger artists, like Chris Brown. You know, you can swear Chris Brown from LA, but we know he's
Richmond.
He's from Virginia. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
So tell me, I want to take it back to your roots.
Okay.
Your roots. So you were born in Chicago.
Yeah.
Right.
Sure.
Spent some time in Detroit.
Nah. One of my best friends is from Detroit. We working on a movie right now together. So that's our first time collabing on a movie, but I'm really excited about it. It's called A Cap. But a lot of the artists that I work with was from Detroit. So I used to do the underground showcases and stuff. Right. So that's why I don't mind doing them because that's where I came from. Right. And I used to throw the shows, and then he used to bring all the Detroit artists down to Cleveland. And those artists, you feel me, end up becoming D12 and a special other guy. You feel me? So.
Right. And so I got to dive in so much on that whole deal, your relationship with Proof.
Yeah.
And a lot of those fellas out there in Detroit. Tell me a little bit more about Proof. How important he was in
some of the stuff that he taught me, bro, I still use to this day. So he always talking about he was one of the guys that was big on the Detroit movement as a whole and coming together. So he would pull Slum Village and D12, M, he would pull all of those people together and make them move together. And then sometimes he would go find the investors for some of the people that he believed in. And now they got $100,000 or $200,000 type stuff. So it's he the type of guy that you want in your city repping it for sure.
Right.
Yeah. So
absolutely. He's big influence on Eminem. Like you said, big influence on the whole just hip hop game there in Detroit. But there's a lot of people in different parts of the nation actually that really respect Proof and all the stuff that he's done. So I think it's super dope that you were able to really connect with him.
Yeah, he gave me a chance to read contracts and do a lot of stuff when I was just coming up in the game, and he respected me and I respected him. And we would argue like brothers, but at the end of the day, he'd call me an hour later, good, let's go get some food, and I'd be like, man, get the fuck out of here. But I love that. You feel me? Because he pushing me to be better. And then, when I started working out mixtape deals, and this is the era when you can go get $30,000, $40,000 off a mixtape. And people was like, you can't do that. Like, these is for free, or these is for the underground.
Right.
They started polying deals and stuff with labels, and we was making bread that way. So.
I mean, you're deemed as one of the top guys when it comes to mixtapes, and how important was mixtapes at that time? Coming into, because now we do have thumb drives now, email or something like that.
For me, bought me a couple trucks, bought me a crib. Like, that's the way I paid my living back then. So I just heard somebody say, like, talking about Houston.
Yes.
And like me, I was big in New York, and then I got tapped into Houston early. Yeah. So my relationships was with Paul Wall, Mike Jones, Slim Thug. The whole Swish House movement. Me and Ron C, relationship's still great to this day.
Yeah.
In fact, he got he just got the Drake placement. Feel me? Said congratulations to him for that. And then, he part of that whole 1501 crew. So he the president. Man. And then me and Riff Raff do a lot of business in Houston, manage Riff Raff.
Wow.
Yeah. So I'm tapped, like Houston, tapped in for sure.
Houston, Meg the Stallion. I see.
Yeah. That's I was gonna say that for later. But So like from dealing with Paul and Mike and all that kind of stuff back in the days, me and T Ferris always been friends.
T Ferris.
And that's Megan Thee Stallion's manager. So when he told me he had a new situation, we tapped, hit the phone, we locked in, grinding.
Man.
Made a superstar. With Grammys.
So, Meg Thee Stallion, T Grizzly, Lil Baby, YK Osiris, Dream Doll, just these I guess you would say these figures. I mean, they started from the bottom. But watching them get to the position that they're in now, what how has that elevated what it is that you're doing for a lot of these artists?
Crazy. Like some people might only get one success story.
Yes.
I've been blessed. So like when they see me with some artists and I just blow through, I'm like, I think one of the first promo tours me and Big Orangutan did together, Lil Baby was on there and Big Bank was on there. So now Big Bank got his own TV show. Lil Baby is a superstar.
Right.
So people gonna always affiliate you with those names because that's how they met them. You feel me? So, and like now we in arenas instead of being in nightclubs. So now when I see them, we passing through. What's up? Oh, I see you still grinding. Yeah, we all up now. You feel me? So, you gotta use your leverage. So, it is what it is. But it's just to see them. I'm like a proud big brother all the time. You know what I'm saying? So when I see him, I hit him or I shoot him a text like, bro, that was a crazy move you just pulled with whatever deal that they did. And, like Dream just signed with Warner Brothers, and it was crazy. So I'm like, yo, we just pulled off the Magnifico.
Right.
Feel me? So, we just trying to make history, man.
Oh, y'all making history, man. Yeah. No, real talk. Like that's, and for me, just, watching a lot of local artists here, watching where they're, a lot of, let's say quite a few of them are coming from, like, as far as like developing not just their sound, but their marketing, changing their style a little bit of how they look. And it all like encompasses into the one, goal to get them, that deal.
I would tell somebody like, don't stress on the deal because if you hot, it's gonna come to you. Feel me? So if you do the work and the grind and you become the business, the deal gonna come regardless. You feel me? If you're making good music and you making sure it's a business, like, okay, now I got my song popping. How can I turn this into some merch? How can I turn this into some shows? Like if you got a popping song, that should at least be $150,000, $200,000 you can eat. You feel me? So it's different ways to approach it. And then the deal gonna come and they gonna match whatever you just made to make the song bigger so you can go around the country and do the same thing. Right. Or, you stay stagnant and you do what you want to do.
Would you say that actually gives you more leverage for a deal?
Definitely. Yeah. Like, it just depends on how many songs that they got out, what kind of catalog they got out. If it's a song that's popping, the label gonna want to buy a couple songs of your back catalog so they get their money back.
Right.
You know, like we're in the age of streaming now, so it's not the mixtape game, it's the streaming game. So if you streaming it, like I know some artists that make 50 to 75 grand a month off streaming. So you do that times 12, you gotta, that's a business.
Oh yeah.
So now I want to do a partnership with you. I want to make sure we get some money together. And like now you doing Rolling Louds and Coachellas and now millions and millions of people. You know what I'm saying? Like I tell all the independent artists I work with, if you get 5,000 fans to spend $200 a year on you, you have $1 million a year business. So they buy a ticket to your show, they buy a meet and greet, they buy a t-shirt, that's $200. If you get 5,000 of that, that's $1 million a year business. How you develop the $1 million a year business is up to you. Imagine somebody like the Queen and the King that got millions and millions of fans that they go around the country selling $200 tickets. Same thing. That's all.
I really hope people are taking notes as they're like listening to this. Like for real, like, and for you to actually simplify it and to make it like really easy for people to understand.
Yeah,
like
sure.
5,000 fans.
That's attainable.
That's not a lot. You know what I'm saying? That's not like it's definitely attainable.
Yeah.
You know,
like that's all. It's just working.
Yeah,
you gotta make progress with it. So.
Right.
That's all I believe in. So when people ask, like, why does this keep happening to you? It's because I have a formula and a blueprint for it.
Absolutely. Yeah. That's crazy. So you doing this tour or where you are allowing artists to showcase their talents. What got you really just into this lane to actually travel and do it? Because you were doing it, were you doing it just for one business at first, or was this something that you had been wanting to do?
Nah, you know what? My first tour I ever did was with D12. I was on the D12 World Tour.
Okay.
Then that led me to doing like the anger management tour, and that was like with M, Blink 182, 50, all that kind of stuff. Yeah. So every artist's always the biggest thing is I got a tour, but they don't know how much work it takes to tour. So when I think one of the things I had first noticed is when MGK did the Tech 9 tour, they did 90 cities in 99 days. But it was like an eye opener because people they thought that they could kick it till 4 a.m. and they had to be on the road at 6 a.m. And now everybody's disgusted at the whole world. But, so when I started touring, I wanted to create a platform for underground artists, for up-and-coming artists, like the in-betweeners, that gave them a platform to know what it's going to take to tour and to create awareness for them within the region. So I started doing the Midwest, of course. Then I started doing the South. Then I started doing the West Coast. And then I would always, a lot of times I would end up in New York. So that's where all the business at. So I want to invite all the labels out to the final destination and let people showcase their talent. And I bring like the hottest New York artists. Like, I would bring the battle rappers like Cortez and all that kind of stuff. And I would still bring like Jaquay, who's on like Love and Hip Hop and all that kind of, they would all come to my shows. Okay. And so all the New York underground would really come to my shows, and I bring Doughboys Cash Out or Icewear Vezo and all them guys to my show in New York. So that's how it happened.
Okay. So with let's talk about Def Jam. Okay. A&R. What is it? What is it like being in this position, being able to do some A&R for just one of the biggest?
I get like everything great. I can't complain about nothing. It's just like, you just got to find dope talent, believe in it, develop it. I got a knack for developing talent. And, like, I don't even want to say A&R no more because I'm a veteran now. So it's not like I'm a rookie and I need a certain title.
Right.
No. Right. So like I can move through different departments now. So whether it be the marketing department, the promotion department, the A&R department, like, you know, or the executive department, like you gotta have I call it an office mover or something like that, like a department mover on your team. And that's what I am. So it's just like, you gotta have certain things and certain relationships that's gonna move an artist forward in the building. But, you know, going to the studio, putting producers and songwriters and making hit records, I can do that, that's no problem. But that's just one part of me. That's not, you know, taking that hit record and making it become a number one record, that's something different.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so, you know.
Yeah.
I just call it working, bro. I don't like titles, because titles, I feel like they limit you. Like
I feel it. I do.
They might say you're a podcast. I'm like, I'm a show host, a filmmaker. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on. Wow. It's 2021 now.
Yeah.
So.
I like, and this was one of, like, I started learning more about DJ coalitions. I have a frat brother that's a part of the Core DJs.
Okay.
You know, just learned a little bit more about what they do. And then I learned about Nerve DJs.
Okay.
And you're the VP. Once again, you know, titles, whatever. Yeah. But and I know you guys are took some years to finally start building a team. Yeah. You know, and putting all that together.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? Like, DJ coalitions are great, especially for new artists, because you need the support. So my whole mission is really about supporting the artist. So no matter what, it's going to be me about building a platform. So whether it be tour support, whether it be DJ support, whether it be radio support, like, it's always something to help support the artist. Like, no matter how crazy the artists are, they still need some kind of support.
Absolutely.
So with the Nerve DJs, you know, I think one of the first tours I did, Doro from Desert Storm had a group called First String that him and Cludem had just signed, and I had took them on a run, took them on a promo run. So I'm like, man, I got, you know, I'm thinking backstage, I got Doro, remember Dame and Doro, them arguing about making mixtapes and songs on a movie. So I'm like, I got Doro out on the road. I mean, this is crazy. And, you know, but that's when I had met Johnny Yo. Johnny Yo's a legend in my city. And we just sat down, had a meeting, and just formed a partnership. And I was like, look, man, I got some ideas that can really take this to the next level.
Right.
And I know the direction where I'm going at with the labels and stuff like that. So he was like, yeah, let's do it. So we started a conference call. We started doing, we was the first DJ coalition to do stuff at South by Southwest, and really get into the festivals and stuff like that, because you would meet so many of the new artists there. And then at the end of the day, all the labels would have their new artists there as well. So you would be like, you know, I'm meeting Migos and Currency and these type of guys earlier on in their career, and they remember because we would be the first people that would put them on stage, and there you got the relationship.
That's so fire, man.
Yeah.
That's so fire. Now I want to take it even further back.
Okay.
Let's talk about Cleveland and how important those roots right there for you, just in this realm.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, all right. So Cleveland, my heart. You know. So a lot of the deals I've done a lot of deals for a lot of Cleveland artists. But me growing up as a fan, of course, I came up through the Bone Thugs and Harmony era. So I seen the hype, the Eazy-E's in the city, So I'm always going to pay homage. Like, I was an intern. Like, I used to call the office like 4 or 5. I was determined to get into the industry. I wasn't even playing. So I was like, I'm going to get in here. Like, I seen Pac and Bone kicking it before they made the song and all that kind of stuff. So I was like, yo, I'm an intern. They ain't even know what interns were. I was like, yo, let me... And I just started doing little odds and ends. Turn around 3 years later, I was head of their campaigns. You feel me? So I would do all the Mo Thug campaigns, all the solo project campaigns, all that kind of stuff. So for Busy, for Crazy, me and Crazy Bone end up putting a project out together just for Ohio artists and stuff like that. We're working on a part 2, but a couple artists that I had, he signed. You feel me? So and we always working. So that's family.
Right.
But even before that, on the R&B side, just being a big fan of R&B, and of course, OJ's Gerald Levert are there, and Gerald Levert was like, that's the idol.
Right.
Yeah. So.
And you mentioned something about your legacy. If you can get your legacy to even get close to or match.
Yeah, I don't sing, so I can't. You know what I'm saying? Like most artists just got this certain thing, but on the business side, if I can put, make some superstars and some platinum records to come out of my city with some artists that I developed, then I'm happy with that. I'm on my way.
Oh, definitely.
I got the first female from Ohio that ever got signed to a major. I did that a year ago. And, we got a lot of nice records, but, I got to get a couple more hits out of there.
What I like is the determination, especially like putting people on from your city, like helping them.
I believe like once you get to a certain point, you got to reach back and give a platform to that generation, because you don't want the disconnect from your hometown, but 2, somebody helped you, so you're supposed to help other people. And I believe like that's just karma and energy.
Right.
Yeah.
And your little brother actually said you lead by, he follows your example because he wanted to be like you.
Yeah, you know what, like, I just want to see people win.
Right.
And like, if I take an interest in you, like, it's really not about no bread, but let's put some kind of business in order, whether if you want me to do some management stuff for you, if it's project management, like, so it's going to be some kind of business there, but I'm gonna help you win. And if I go 100% hard on you, it's gonna be some good results that happen. And that's just what it is.
What would you say, like, in this day and age, a lot of artists are missing from their, I guess you say their catalog, but just from their camp or from whatever it is that they're doing? What is failing a lot of artists from getting to where they want to go?
Ego and attitude. Like, I know some artists that might be on, but a lot of people won't work with them because of their attitude. You know what I'm saying? And you gotta be open to criticism for improvement. So it's been a lot of situations where, just say 3 is talking to an artist and he's telling them the same thing. I could walk into the room and tell the artist, like, yo, we need to do this. And they'd be like, all right, yeah, we're gonna try that. But he don't told them that 100 times. So just hearing it from somebody else in a different voice, I guess, it might work. But a lot of them is just ego. Like, that's what I see that kills a lot of careers. Like, I don't got to do that no more. I'm too big for that. Right. But you don't know, like, the reason why you became that is because you did this work. And if you don't do it, then now a media person like yourself or a DJ or something, like, they might feel a certain type of way because we're in the what have you done for me lately business instead of the I did something for you back in the days, you should be able to hold me down. And that's just what it is.
Right. No doubt. And I do see a lot of egos really getting in the way. Just artists not wanting to enhance their sound, or man, I've been rocking with such and such since I was 10, but such and such, he sucks at producing, or he sucks at engineering.
And I want to say, like, bad management.
Oh man,
that hurts a lot, because sometimes management had hidden agendas of them getting all the contacts, and then they want to run off and be the artist. Or them guiding the artist, and they don't know nothing about, they don't have any relationships in the music industry, and they don't know how to move an artist from underground to the next level.
Well, okay. So on the management end, what should artists be looking for in a manager?
A person that got relationships. One, because no matter who it is, nobody wants to be stuck in the underground forever. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be some kind of partnerships because they want to see their career grow. They want to see them performing in front of 20,000 people.
Yeah.
They want to see their name on a Wheaties box or a Revlon commercial or something. You know what I'm saying? They want to see certain things that's going to happen in their career because in their mind, they got this stuff all mapped out.
Right.
It might be all about them, but they got it all mapped up. But you need, like I said, you always need a room shaker. Like somebody that can go into an office and go into a, you know what I'm saying, something that can help you elevate your career.
Right.
You know, so your management is supposed to help guide you into better situations and better places. If you don't have a manager that's doing that, you need to reevaluate some things because, you know, y'all gonna fight in 6 months to a year.
Oh yeah. I see a lot of these artists, it be the homies that's their management, you know, or their management team.
But a lot of them be lazy enough where they don't, just because they don't want to talk. You feel me? So, like, for myself, I might have a manager, but I still talk to everybody that I'm doing business with.
Okay.
You feel me? So,
right.
If somebody booked me for an event or somebody wants to do a book signing or something like that, I'm still talking to the person because I want them to have that relationship like, hey, boom, boom, that person's gonna handle the business part of it, but I'm still gonna hold that relationship down. So at the end of the day,
what up, man?
if we have a,
man, catch me in Wichita,
that's me. But if somebody want, you know, like if we have a successful event, people want to bring you back.
Right.
And, you know, but like I said, I still talk to everybody. Like, I don't want to be too far-fetched. Like, when I see, like, Kevin Lyles is a great mentor of mine. Like, he just drops knowledge and knowledge and knowledge and knowledge. So, he's a people person.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, bro, what you doing? How's your kids? How you doing? When next time you come to New York? Oh, we got to go have dinner. Let's smoke a cigar.
Right.
What kind of cigars you smoking now? That's him. To the fullest. And he the deal closer. You feel me? Like I met this guy, his name Ron Spalding.
Yeah.
And he used to work at Def Jam, but he had moved over to Universal Fontana. But he's the one who set up selling hip hop at Best Buys and retail locations.
Oh, okay.
So that's the guy you want on your team. The relationship with Transworld and Best Buy, that's you know what I'm saying? At the time back then, that's when retail was popping and somebody might buy 20, 30,000 joints at a time. So that's half of what you're doing.
Right.
You know, just you want to have relationships. So that's all. That's all I'm saying. Keep your relationships good.
Right. And then, okay, so let's say I'm an artist, right? I approach someone like you. What do you want me to have in order before I even consider, or before you even consider, like, moving forward or having that conversation with me?
If your analytics ain't good, then you need to have a buzz in your home city. Like if you ain't got a buzz in your home city and people ain't wording for wording you, or if I walk into a club, because you know at the end of the day I'm gonna hear the same 5 or 6 songs in the club. I'm gonna hear, you know, some Migos, some Cardi, some trap stuff from Future, some 42, da da da. So there's gonna be one song that's gonna stick out, and it's gonna be from the local guy. And if they play it and ain't no reaction, then they just playing it because I'm there. If they play it and it's a reaction, that means it's a hot record. If it's getting played at 1 o'clock or 1:30 or something like that, and the crowd going crazy. The first thing I'm gonna say is, who is this? Don't make a difference no matter what city. No. So if I'm in Atlanta, I'm like, who is this? Oh, this Lil Key. Oh, he was the newest member of YSL. Oh, okay. Oh, he hot. I like this. Or if I'm in DC, oh, this is Shy Glizzy's new artist. You know what I'm saying? So it's always somebody new coming up, but they gonna play it because it's a hot record, and every city got that. But you know, it's up to the art. So if a buzz, or you know, I want to say 200,000 or 300,000 streams, something like that. You know, like on one of the platforms that let me know people actually paying attention to your music, and then I'm gonna read the comments. And then I'm gonna go on your IG and look and see if it's real. Like your IG is basically your bio right now. So I'm gonna go look and see if it's real. And if it ain't real, then I'm like, oh.
See, there's ways to see that if it's not real or not, because you can see, oh, you got a lot of these streams, but you got 10 comments. Like, what's going on here? You know?
Yeah, so if it ain't authentic, because, you know, like some people might have, and I've had people like, you ain't mess with me because I got 1 million streams in the city. I'm like, but your song not popping though. If the song not popping, you got 1 million streams, means, you know, you spent 10 bands, maybe 12, you feel me? And it wasn't popping. Ain't nobody word for word in it.
Right.
Like I can walk into a crowd, like streaming artists, you can walk into a festival and they gon' word for word your joint out loud, crazy. If I don't see it, then, you know, like you can, and then at the end of the day, I have a laptop. It can give me the back analytics of any song I want. So if I see where it's coming from and all that stuff fake, then I'm gonna look at you crazy. But I gotta pay you respect. I'm just letting you know I know the real. So there it is.
So, so artists need to make sure their analytics are on point, make sure their management is solid, and make sure they got the hometown behind them.
You've seen the dudes would come to the club or come to the park with the fake J's on. You know they ain't fake. You can't say nothing to them.
You let them ride. You like, hey, man, I commend you for trying. Yeah, no doubt. So, just for all upcoming artists that is really trying to break in the game outside of what you've told us right now, what could you give them right now?
What can I give?
What could, like, information or knowledge, a gem, something that would help them. Get to the next step.
Get your team together first. Get your music together and get your team together, because without those two, you're not really gonna go nowhere. Like, that's just like any successful person that I've met, no matter if they went through 2 or 3 managers or whatever, but they've always had a good manager. They've always had a good team that's around them to help build them. Then you got to be in that studio heavy. Like most people good artists make 4 or 5 songs a day.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? So get the music together, find the right producers that's gonna help your sound go next level.
Man.
You know?
Yeah.
That's all. I don't like to overcomplicate music because it's music.
Right.
You make a dope record, you promote it, you put yourself in the right places, you're probably gonna get a record deal.
Right.
That's it.
I have a question. How do you feel about rollouts? Rolling out, like, let's say, like, so you would say, like, you know a hit if you heard one, right?
Yeah, for sure.
How do you feel about, like, without overcomplicating it, how crazy does a rollout, or should the rollout be for that actual track, that song? Should they have a music video? Should they have photography or a photo shoot? Or
yeah, you got to have all those images in today because the gram and TikTok is so important. You feel me? So when I'm thinking rollout, I'm thinking music, single, project. I'm thinking tour. I'm thinking merch drop. I'm thinking TikTok campaign, viral campaign that's going to make everything go up. But you got to, like, I believe in artists having fans. So, you know, your rollout should lead into you having fans and building a lot of awareness. So then whatever kind of partnerships you can do with it. So whether it be a Fashion Over, whether it be a Gap or whoever it might be, or, you know what I'm saying, Macy's, whoever, then that's the type of time I'm on.
Right. Do you think artists should travel to other cities?
Yeah, they got to.
And
touring.
Right.
Touring is probably the best thing that they could do.
Linking with, I would say, DJs, promoters, you know. And I think one of the other things is them to identify what type of artist that they are. Right.
A lot of times they don't. So a concert hall artist is not a club artist. A club artist is not a concert hall artist. So your music gonna perform better in certain situations. You can't get discouraged. Sometimes you just gotta go out and test it. And, you know, that's just what it is. Platform is like a series, a docu-series that I created, and it's just talking about all the stuff that goes on in the music industry that nobody ever wants to talk about. Proof but he will always forever be the big homie. And I would start to bring Houston artists to Cleveland. So Lil Flip's first show in Cleveland, I put together. Paul Wall and Chamillionaire's first show in Cleveland, I put together. Me and Chamillionaire became really good friends. I had Chamillionaire, Who Kid did a project together. I think like